Saturday Social is powered by EA Sports FIFA 23 with PlayStation.
First up, regular on the show, presenter of United View, massive United fan, a regular on Sky Sports News lately. It's Flex. United, I'll ask you as a fair, neutral perspective.
Yep.
Joe gets a bit excited.
Back me up, Flex.
I've got to be honest, you are flying. You must be very happy.
Going in the right direction, game by game.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
How settled.
That's it.
Yeah.
Going in the right direction, game by game. Take each game as it comes and relax. That's
You
it.
say take each game as it comes. It's tough to say that.
Yeah.
Massive game
Huge.
on the weekend tomorrow against Arsenal at the Emirates. How do you see it going?
I see it going that Manchester United won't get beat.
Ooh.
Really sitting on the fence there.
Yeah.
Done
Manchester United
well.
won't get beat.
You're not going further than that?
No.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, let's introduce a lady making her debut on the show today. Arsenal fan, influencer, presenter, Pippa Monique. Pippa, how are you?
I'm excellent. Thanks for having me.
Are you more confident than Flex about Sunday's game? Are you going to get off the fence?
Do you know what? I'm actually really surprised that he's so calm because a few days ago, before their last fixture, he was talking about a title charge.
I wasn't.
I
wasn't. No, I wasn't.
Game by game.
This is what Arsenal fans do, right? They see something from a particular Man United fan and they try and put it onto all of them. I have never once said we're in a title race. Never
Good
once.
start from Pippa.
But Arsenal
Good
should be
start.
an
I
easy
like
game.
it.
You should be
It's not an
wiping the
easy.
floor of us.
It's never an easy fixture, but I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. Okay, well, speaking of that fixture, only one place to start, and it is by talking about Arsenal v Man United, top of the table clash. And as our two guests are on, as we said, one is a Man United fan, one is an Arsenal fan, we thought what perfect way then to get them to have a little bit of a debate / fiery debate.
Absolutely. I mean, we've spared no expense
No.
with today's paddles.
on,
Look at these things of beauty,
Look at
quite
them.
frankly. These have cost an awful lot of money. Anyway, we have got also some statements to read out for you guys, haven't we? About Manchester United and about Arsenal. You're going to put up a paddle, depending on which side you think is the correct answer, and then explain that answer. We're going to start by talking about who inherited a harder situation. Now, if you guys at home don't remember the situation Mikel Arteta and Erik ten Hag, somehow he's only been here 6 months, inherited, we can remind you now. This is the squad Mikel Arteta took over back in 2019, Boxing Day. Leno, Maitland-Niles, and Saka at left back there. You know, Xhaka is also still on the side, but the rest of it has been wholesale changes. We can have a look at Erik ten Hag's first 11. Not as many changes because he's only been here 6 months, has he? But Harry Maguire, you would say, is probably no longer in that setup. McFred kind of been moved out, and Eriksen was playing as a false nine.
I remember
They've also both spent an awful lot of money, haven't they, since they've been in charge. We can have a look at some of Mikel Arteta's signings. Now, there is 2 pages of these because the overhaul has been so dramatic, but notable names in there, you'd think Thomas Partey, 45 million, Ødegaard, 34 million. Let's have a look at the second page, though. Racing through this to a total of nearly £360 million spent.
A lot of money.
During his time
Better be a
in
title
charge.
after that. That's a lot of money.
I know. Erik ten Hag, though, Erik ten Hag has spent a lot as well.
Yes.
He's only been here for one full window. He's halfway through his second, you would argue. You know, Anthony at 85, Casemiro at 70 for a total of 226.8.
So both spent quite a lot.
They
since
both
they've been
spent
there.
loads, but there has been massive overhaul to the squad. So the question we're going to ask you guys, who inherited the worst situation?
Worst is harsh, isn't it?
Let's see your paddles.
But
Right.
I'll answer.
I'm actually going to go for Arsenal.
wow.
I'm actually going to go for Arsenal on this one, only based off the squad. In terms of the whole club situation, Erik ten Hag has done fantastically well with sorting out what the situation with Ronaldo. He's had stuff with ownership going on. He's at...
Can I just say, where did he get that inspiration from? Because Arteta had the same situation.
Yeah, but
with another
one's
star
a goat
player,
of the game and a legend of the club.
Aubameyang.
But Aubameyang is just a guy who scored a
But
few goals.
it's very brave for a manager to make that decision to let go of a key player from your team, and Arteta did it first.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm agreeing with you.
I know. But you're talking about Arsenal.
She wants to argue, and I've got my paddle up with Arsenal. You can't argue when I agree.
So you're talking about what he's done off the
But
pitch,
basically,
Ten Hag, and how he's changed the
so
culture of the
obviously,
club.
Henri mentioned to my manager in terms of what he's had to deal with off the pitch and stuff like that. But if I look at those 11s there, you know, Ten Hag walked into Sancho, Rashford, Martial, even though he's injured, he was still there. Ronaldo, even though he decided to put him on the bench in that first game, missed pre-season. Martinez was there. Luke Shaw's there. Bruno Fernandes is there. When I saw some of the names just there on that Arsenal team, shocking, awful team.
It was a big turnover.
I mean, I'm glad that most of those changes have been made, but it wasn't the worst team in the world. But of course, Arsenal fans, well, myself, I can speak for myself, was yearning for a change in that squad. Of course, we had the likes of Lacazette and Aubameyang, but they were starting to to try out. Saka's always been that guy, star boy, no matter what position he's in. But yeah, changes were made, and I think Arteta's done incredibly well in the last 3 years.
Perfect.
Okay.
Right, nice. Good
Agreement,
first
but
one.
even within the agreement, there was a bit of
Sorry, that's
disagreement,
gonna be
which
the
is what
last
we
one.
like.
I help
We love
myself.
that.
That's the last one you get anyway. So
Okay, next question. We can show you the next one is. It's just quite simply, who is more likely to win a trophy this season, Arsenal or Manchester United? There's the graphic. Let's see how you are voting.
Come on, you're going to
with
win the
your
league, so
paddles.
it's easy.
I don't
for
like.
you.
I don't
okay.
like. You're setting me up for
Pippa, we'll let you
failure.
go first. Go on. You've got Arsenal.
You're setting me up for failure because all season, because Arsenal have been on top of the league every single game week this season, everyone asks me, you're going to win the league. And I haven't answered yes yet because there's too many points left to play for. But the pressure is on. I'm feeling the pressure as a fan. So I don't know how the players and the coaching staff are feeling. But yeah,
don't
it's
believe in
looking
the
looking most likely.
Are you going to win the league in your opinion this season?
I hope so.
Oh,
Fence.
the fence.
Fence.
That's not fair.
has been 20
That's not
odd years,
fair.
though,
The
so-
goal was top 4 and we're overachieving
Is the goal
already.
still top 4? Is the goal to win the league now?
The goal for me now is to win the league, so pressure's on.
But it doesn't have to be league. This is a trophy.
Yeah,
this
FA
season.
They're not- you're not in Europa League?
Europa
We're in-
League,
we're
not
in
your
FA Cup.
favourites.
We are in Europa League.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
you could
FA
win
Cup
those.
could be any of those. I'll take all 3, hopefully.
What
But
are
you
we winning
disagree?
then?
You're
Man
going
United are going to win the Carabao Cup for sure.
That's not a laughing matter.
Wow.
So that's
the ultimate
one in the
jinx
bag.
by Flex there.
I know,
Yeah.
100%. Probably would lose the final against Newcastle now. But no, I feel like Ten Hag's going to get a trophy in his first season. We're in a really good position to do that, especially with being in the latter stage of the Carabao Cup. And obviously that final's in February as well. So I just think that'll be concluded quite quickly. So it's a little bit of a cheating one because we're in it and I think we're going to get past Nottingham Forest over 2 legs and go on to win it. The Europa League's a bit of a different story because we've got that massive tie against Barcelona, which feels like it should be a final. It's only just to get to the qualifying stages of the Europa League. But I'm going to go with us.
You're disagreeing on who's going to win the trophy first. Who do you think needs to win a trophy more this season out of the 2 clubs?
I think it's possibly Ten Hag, but of course, as an Arsenal fan, I'd want Arteta to win one first.
I'm going to say, actually, there's probably more pressure on Arsenal. Yeah, because you're top of the league. It's your best chance of winning the league. If anything, Ten Hag can always fall back on, it's my first season. You know, Man United have been trophyless for a while in general, but in terms of him coming in with what he's had to contend with, we just want top 4.
All right, okay, let's go to the next one then, because this splits opinion constantly on social media. It's a never-ending debate at the moment. Which club has the better holding midfielder? Now, obviously, the debate here is Casemiro versus Thomas Partey. It's endless on every social media platform.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Let's get a reveal. Casemiro, super confident. Pippa,
Easy.
you're not
She's
backing-
thinking, so I'll tell you what, just put the
No,
Man
but
United one
that's
because you're
not a fair
sure.
question, is it?
Of course it is.
How
Who's
is
got
it
the
not?
better holding midfielder? Just put Man United. You're not.
Are we?
Go on,
Are we talking about a Manchester United Casemiro? We judging him on the last couple
We're
of months?
talking about Casemiro versus Partey. Who's
in
better?
general, like him as a player. From,
Look at this. Look
You
at
can
this
make
guy.
your own
like, as a
argument.
Champions League.
Make your argument.
As a
while
Champions
Pep
League
gives
winning.
his
Because
side.
Casemiro is the best in the world at his position.
Quick answer.
Very
That is
simple,
it.
but
That is it.
You haven't been
I'm not allowed to sit on the fence. I'm not allowed to sit on the
You've got to
fence.
show. Yeah, you can back Thomas Partey if you believe it, because he
Do you not believe it then? Because you're flipping it. Where's your
Because
mind
I
at?
really rate Casemiro highly.
Okay.
But I've enjoyed watching Thomas Partey in this Arsenal midfield, and he is the game changer for us. With no Thomas Partey, there's no party for Arsenal. So I'm sticking with this.
There's no Casemiro this weekend.
Honestly,
of course.
I do respect what Thomas Partey's done for Arsenal, especially this year. But just as a player, obviously across his whole career, and Thomas Partey will know from seeing Casemiro on the winning side many times in Madrid derbies. But even at Manchester United,
Dig there.
even at Manchester United, he has literally transformed Manchester United's whole midfield, whole team actually. But what I will say is they are both as influential for each other's respective teams. You know, if one's missing, well, Casemiro's not going to be playing
missing, isn't he?
on Sunday. He's not going to be playing, so that is a big.
I mean, Thomas
big miss.
Partey didn't play in the last one either, so that was a disaster
exactly.
for us. But that was a really
And that's
tough
why he
question. I don't like that. It's a really hard.
Don't like that question.
That was a hard one.
They're not getting easy. Right, the next one. Again, 2 players who are having a great season, I've got to say. And
Fabulous
it's great to see both of these players doing so well. But who is better, we're asking, Saka or Rashford? They're still quite close.
gosh.
In the Premier League this season, Saka 6 goals and 7 assists. That's in the Prem this season. Rashford 8 goals and 3 assists. They're both having such a good season. But it's not about if you rate them both. It's about which one
Off the
you
fence.
think's having a better one. We've got to see a paddle. Off the fence, please. Who are you going with?
I have to go with my star boy.
Go on.
Go on.
But honestly, I rate Marcus Rashford so highly. That wasn't an easy decision, but as an Arsenal fan, I have to stick with him. For me, he is a huge influence on the Arsenal team. He's one of the main players now at such a young age, and he has been for the last few seasons. And as you've seen from what Arteta took on, he can play in pretty much. He's a utility player. You can play him left back, midfield, on the wing. So yeah, he's more universal for me. But that's a very tough decision.
This actually is one, to be fair, where you don't really want to smear the other player. I think the whole nation loves Bukayo Saka. He's a fantastic young player. He's been unreal. But I think in this case, it's about sticking with your guy.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do with Marcus Rashford. I think the mentality to come back from what happened to him last season in terms of his form, where he was in his game, the resurgence has been amazing. And actually, we forget how young Marcus Rashford is. Obviously, Bukayo Saka very early in his development, but Marcus Rashford's been on the scene since a young kid. We forget that. He's played a lot of senior games. He's played in the Champions League away to PSG and carried Man United on his back. He's gone to big tournaments with England as well and done similar things, as has Bukayo Saka. He's carried England as well. But I'm just going to go with my guy. I think he's really direct. I think he's at it. And when he's got the bit between his teeth, like Eric Ten Hag says, he can reach Mbappe levels.
Okay, the last one I also think is incredibly difficult. Two players really in form. Martin Odegaard or Bruno Fernandes? Oh, that got like almost...
That's the first one Pippa's been like...
Martin, I've been saying it since he is class. Martin Odegaard is a special player, and I feel like it takes fans and viewers time to warm up to realise how good of a player he actually is. Honestly, incredible. I have to go with it. Don't get me wrong, Bruno Fernandes, great player, influential leader. But for me, Martin Odegaard, he's still got room to reach higher heights.
Maybe the best player in the league so far this season. It's a hard argument.
He's had a good season. Good little purple patch. He's done well. Purple patch. Listen, Bruno's been putting up consistent top numbers of impacting games since he's come to this league. Nobody's created more chances than him, not even Kevin De Bruyne. And I feel like, actually, and I'm not even trying to smear Martin Odegaard, I'm having a laugh, but he is fantastic, and he's a massive reason why Arsenal play as fluid as they do. But I do feel like Bruno Fernandes gets disrespected because he has a different playing style to someone like Odegaard, who would keep things silky and keep things nice. He consistently impacts games all the time. He finds a way to impact the game with goals and assists consistently since he's been here. And I feel like Odegaard's a little bit of recency bias because he's the new kid on the block, new favourite of the month. Bruno's been doing this for a long time, so I'm sticking with my guy.
That's a good little debate there. And just a reminder, in case you need reminding, huge game tomorrow. Arsenal against Manchester United. You can see it all unfold from 4 o'clock. Cannot wait for that one. Very tough game to call.